And we are live. What is going on? And happy Turtle Tuesday, everybody.
Is it Turtle Tuesday again?
It is Turtle Tuesday again. Oh, what this? Welcome to the Turtle Recall news portion of the podcast. I am your host, Jason Sohail, and I am joined by TMNT certified expert Mike. We're gonna go ahead and just talk about like just the news portion of then Charles get you caught up with all the weekly stuff. This week we got a lot of stuff to talk about because there was like this small convention that happened over the weekend.
This little thing called San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Mike was fortunate to actually attend it. And Anna told me, she actually told me that next year I have to go and I have to and especially if you go, that I have to join you. She told me that she was, you have to join Mike
It's
next time.
it's certainly an experience that I think everyone should get to do.
Right.
Uh, I love going to Comic Con, and with this being the first kind of normal year, because there was last year, which was like starting up.
Right.
Actually, I mean this year wasn't even that normal either
No,
because
I was gonna say this year was not normal because
none of the movie
you
studios were there.
yeah, exactly. You had the studios, but you didn't have the actors. And I was I will say I was kind of surprised Jeff Rowe was there, only because I know he was a writer, and I would assumed he was on strike too, but um I
I don't know if he's in the Writers Guild though.
right, that's the yeah
He
that's
might
what
be
yeah,
in the Directors Guild, which the DGA, Directors Guild of America, they already settled their contracts.
gotcha.
So that might be why he was there. I'm not entirely sure.
See, yeah, that's
Um,
what I was kind of because this is his first time directing. I thought because I thought, but as you said, more likely he's probably not in the Writers Guild, but like
well,
I
solo directing. He co-directed
right,
Mitchell's versus the Machines. That's what
right, yeah,
everyone was excited for. So
right. He also written Mitchell's versus Machine as well. I remember
right.
that. And the other thing I was I was because I was like 90% sure that the turtles themselves weren't SAG, and I kind of like, but maybe they are. I but parts of me I was a little expecting them to be there at
Well,
least.
that's the thing is even if you're not in SAG,
Yeah.
if you want to be, you
Oh, that
cannot
makes
do
sense.
things.
If you want to be, yeah. Okay,
So
okay. I didn't think that far ahead, but yeah, yeah.
and most of them are already in the guild, I believe. They
Okay.
all of them have been actors already. So
Yeah. I just wasn't
they
I just wasn't sure if they were actually in the guild or not, only
mm,
because of the age. And because like most of them it's still in that, like, most when you have like child actors, most of them are in that like I'm still in school kind of thing. Like,
I don't think there's a minimum age to join uh SAG-AFTRA.
okay.
So
No, I mean you're probably right. I'm not sure. But yeah. So before we get into it, I do want to first point out the one thing we're not going to be talking about this week. We're not going to be talking about the I think is the biggest news was that the original show is actually finally getting broadcast rights from Nickelodeon and Paramount. Anna and I, we if you missed it, Anna and I we talked about it last week extensively. So, like we so
oh man, that's all I had to talk
that's
about.
all you had. I know that's all you had. Yeah.
Oh man.
We did a special like breaking news update and everything, and also if you missed that podcast, um uh our podcast update is that starting August, which is next week, our Turtle Recall podcast will be back, like on normal schedule again. It's just, and if you missed it, basically we're waiting for school to start. Like just things have been just kind of getting chaotic. When school starts, we'll have a normalized schedule and we can like get all that stuff handle in. And speaking of Anna, she has joined us in the chat, and so has Robert. Thank you guys for
Hey
joining.
guys.
Yeah. But next week we will have the full audio podcast where we look at Raphael Drives Them Wild. And,
You guys still haven't done that one?
well, it's recorded. We just haven't edited. That's the hard part.
I feel like we've done like 4 news segments, and that's the episode you guys are still on.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I keep repeating
Yeah.
episodes. Like, hey, it's gonna be done. Like, we're almost done with season 4. Like,
Well, I mean, I guess you can't be as cool as us, who actually finished the 1987 series in
right.
our episode that dropped today.
Yes, yes. I was about to say you guys have been picking up our slack. You guys have finally finished the show. Like, we still have like a year and a half left into it. I mean, yeah. Uh, what's like now that you guys finished 1987? What's like the next? I know you guys like powered through 1987 because I remember you guys were doing it like once a month. Now it felt like it was uh like once a month you weren't doing 1987.
Well, I mean, because we were covering the IDW, the Armageddon game event going on in the comics, so we
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that was given its due diligence. So we powered through that, and then we also brought on a 4th host, so Mr. Cody, who's I don't know if he's in the chat tonight, but Cody, Too Much New Toys is our new permanent fourth co-host
Oh, nice.
on the show. So that's been really good having him on board to give us a hand with all of this, because it is a lot, and
Right. It is.
it's nice.
We only have 2. Unfortunately, maybe we'll have 4 when our kids are like old enough to like actually do podcasting stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So we haven't figured out exactly where we'll be going next. We've got some plans. I think it's a little too soon for us to hit 2003, but I think the next thing we're planning on hitting is the Ninja Turtles OVAs from Japan.
Nice.
Ninja Turtles Chojin Densetsu Hen.
I did a poll if people wanted us to do that, and the over response was no. And like no one wanted us to. I was like, okay.
Oh well, don't worry, we'll be doing it.
Yeah. But the thing that a lot of people are been requesting for us after we finish the show is 2003. That's the one that we get the most requests for. Is that so whether Turtle Recall will do 2003 or not, we will find out. I've always said that this podcast was supposed to be a 4-year journey, and we'll see if it stays a 4-year journey or not. But let's go ahead and get started with this week's news. We're just gonna be talking about San Diego, and we are fortunate because Mike actually spent a whole day at Comic-Con. Do you go every year, or you try
Try to. Some years I have a badge. Some years I like to just go down to San Diego and vibe, and then if I can get into the convention center, I will. So this year I was fortunate enough to have a badge for Saturday. I rode the train down for the first time, which was a lot of fun. I don't think I ever want to drive to San Diego ever again.
I've ridden a train once in my life, and that was like one of the most like fun experiences I ever had, because it's like, if you guys never ridden a train, and we talked about this in the podcast before, like the Turtles on the Orient Express, when like it's like you're in an airplane, but you have actually leg room, and but you don't have that airplane like feeling. It really feels like it feels like you're in like the most like the most luxurious car ride ever, and I mean I loved it. And like I keep searching for because I want to go to like New York and those kind of cities for other conventions, and I keep
Mm.
searching for Atlanta from train to like New York on like train ride, and I can't find it. Like I'm just like it's like I gotta exist somewhere.
Yeah, it's just it was such a cool experience. Uh, and then just not having to stress about driving really
Yeah.
is what kind of just made it perfect for me. Like
Oh, I understand.
I the drive to San Diego isn't terrible. Like it's not hard. It's straight down the freeway from me, but having to deal with parking and all of that in San Diego and paying for gas,
No, I
it just taking the train was just made so much more sense for me
no,
because I was especially because I was going by myself.
yeah.
So
I completely understand because every time I go to Dragon Con, even though Dragon Con is like a 20-minute drive, I
mhm.
always take the subway because I don't want to deal with the parking and the traffic and that kind of stuff. And I mean, it's the thing. Like, I was like, oh, let me just take the subway over, even though, like, it's faster for me to drive there, but it's a less of a
Mhm.
headache for me. And especially, like, the subway is actually a farther drive to Atlanta itself. Like 100% it is just because of like the area that we live in.
Right.
Yeah. So
But then what made it even better was that I pulled right into San Diego at about 10 o'clock, which gave me just under an hour to run over to the convention center, uh, get in just in time for the IDW future of TMNT panel,
yeah.
where I was able to get in and go straight to work, taking notes on everything. So it was a fantastic panel, uh, moderated by Charles Beecham, the editor at IDW, or one of the editors. It had Tom Waltz, Kevin Eastman, Mateus Santiloco, Ben Bishop, Eric Burnham, the Escorza brothers, who did the art for The Last Ronin, and Pharaoh Pei, who was one of my favorite artists that came on the book recently. Just an absolutely stacked panel um,
Nice.
of everybody there. What was really cool is that everybody we got to talk about all the different IDW projects for the main book, and uh, it seems like Sophie's going to be staying on writing the book for a little bit longer. We didn't get a big glimpse into where the main book is going, but we did get the announcement of a brand new series written by Eric Burnham and drawn by Mateus Santiloco called "The Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan." And this is going to be a new mini series, kind of like the Untold History of the Foot Clan.
So
Uh,
so what I've heard, this is going to be a spiritual sequel to the 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 history of the Foot Clan. Am I correct?
yeah, so I mean, it's in that same vein. So
Right.
the Untold Destiny. This is the future of the Foot Clan. This is where it is going to be going.
Uh-huh.
The image that you have on the screen here is a very specific deep cut that I think only I know who that is at the moment.
Gotcha. I mean
Uh,
I'm so behind on the comics that like that I personally like don't know. I'm like in the middle of a
well,
Armageddon game.
it's very specifically a it's bringing another character from TMNT history who has never been in the book before
Gotcha.
into the IDW world. So if you've ever read the Archie books, that is the uh, this is the reemergence of the Dogstar clan,
Oh, gotcha.
who were a group of evil ninjas, just like the Foot, but kind of a rival clan. Uh,
Gotcha.
but but the untold destiny of the Foot Clan. This is very specifically, Karai building the future of the Foot Clan, which is kind of what she was doing during Armageddon game in all of the Alliance books.
Uh huh.
So her current band of the Foot Clan is her, Tashihiro, Natsu, Zodi, Clyde, Casey, and Krissa, who Zodi and Krissa were two of the mutants from Null Industries. Um, so not a ton on all of like what else is going to be going on in this book, but I'm excited because the untold history of the Foot Clan was a fantastic book. I really love all of the designs here. Like Mateus knocked it out of the park with as he always does.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely. I definitely like the designs. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then the only other thing I have an image for is the other like huge news that like people got really excited about, and that's obviously the Last Ronin 2 re-evolution. And like what information can you tell us about that?
Well, I mean, don't roll out the red carpet for that one or anything. Just throw it out there.
Let's throw it out there.
So the Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution is the name of the book.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be written by Tom Waltz and Kevin Eastman, with the Escorza brothers coming back on art for it, and Ben Bishop. Kind of exactly what we've seen before. This is very specifically taking place after the Lost Day special, which just came out last week, and also the final issue of Lost Years, which, if you've been reading the book, each issue takes place roughly 3 years later.
Gotcha.
So the turtles are now going to be, the new generation of the turtles is going to be a little bit older, and this is going to be them stepping up into that the new status quo that New York finds itself in, because Hiroto, Hiroko, Hiroto, Oroko Hiroto,
Yeah, Oroku
is dead and has left this power vacuum in New York. So someone's got to fill it, and all of these different clans are going to be vying for that power. So this is, I believe, slated for this fall.
I thought it was December. I read from the
I mean,
the TMNT.
fall goes right into December. So
Um, yeah, it does. Like, I mean,
so
I
anyway,
had to think about it for a second, but yeah, no,
so
you're right.
so yeah, so this will be coming out later this year,
Yeah,
and just really cool stuff.
yeah. No, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I personally have not read any of Lost Years yet, but I plan to. Like, I'm pretty sure for myself personally, I'll probably get into like Last Ronin 2 like after I read everything, and that's just like whenever I find the time to kind of sit down to do that. I know because I remember
Hmm.
with Last Ronin, like that one, I was so excited. Like I pre-ordered every issue, and like as soon as it downloaded on my tablet, I like read it immediately and everything.
Hmm.
Um, obviously for Last Ronin 2, I can't really do that because I need to get caught up, because it's just going to spoil some of the other stories. But I will say because I am a backer of Kevin Eastman's comic Drawing Blood Volume 2, and I was happy, like, right before the convention, they finally gave us, like, an update. Because their last update was, I think, 2021, where they just kind of said, hey, we're still working on it, we haven't forgotten about it, but like they did kind of like lay everything
Hmm.
down and clear. But they did like put out there as like, yeah, we were um uh Ben Bishop and Kevin Eastman, they were really knee deep into Last Ronin, because that was a huge thing, and so that,
Hmm.
like, they did that. But good news, if you guys aren't aware of Drawing Blood, Image actually has licensed that comic, and then it will actually start getting a regular release, and volume 2 should be coming. People who kickstarted volume 2 should be getting their volume before Image actually starts releasing the
Oh, that's
individual
cool.
comics. Yeah.
So that was it for the panel. There was a Q&A session. I got to ask a very fun question. And as I was done there, I met up with a couple friends of mine. Shout out to Oscar and Carlos.
Nice.
They were able to go down to the Loyal Subjects booth and pick up my the exclusive Best Action Turtles, the battle washed ones.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I'm waiting for
Uh,
Entertainment Earth to ship out mine.
I had them pre-ordered at Big Bad Toy Store, but then I figured, you know what? I'm here, might as well save on the might as well save on the shipping.
Right. Save that $4.
And save the $4 on shipping and taxes and all that. And pick them up here, and then not only pick them up there, but also get them signed by Mateus, who
Hey.
came down from the panel to start signing and everything. So so that was fantastic. Just talking to him, I forgot to mention that IDW, because I asked a fun question, they gave me one of the Best Action Turtles already.
Oh, nice.
So so I guess we're gonna be doing the giveaway on Power Hour eventually for it.
Nice. That's awesome.
So you heard that here first.
Yes. So be sure to follow Power Hour on whatever the social media platform is now called now, because they put a freaking big Kingdom Hearts X on it.
I got a fun. Well, no, it's Kingdom Hearts Key. I got a very fun idea for how we're going to do our giveaway. So
nice.
Stay tuned to our socials for that.
Yes, exactly. By the way, I host a Kingdom Hearts podcast. Don't try to school me on Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, you're the one who said, the Kingdom Hearts X.
Yeah, I know. We actually for that game for Birth by Sleep, like we had to go and say okay, we know it's called Key, but we're calling it X because it's an audio podcast, and we can't we can't just keep saying Key to confuse everybody, because it's there's Keyblade and then there's Keyblade, so we had to start calling it X-Blade. That's great. That was a great rundown of the IDW panel there. There were other panels. I know there was the Mutant Mayhem panel where they got to watch the first 20 minutes of the movie, and I will say, speaking of the movie, they've been releasing clips like crazy over the past week. I have not seen a single one of them because I'll be watching the movie very soon, and I'm kind of keeping myself blind on most of that.
It's almost like the movie's coming out soon.
Yeah, no, exactly. That also reminds me, for everyone who's listened to this, we won't actually be doing the podcast next week because of the movie. We want you guys to watch the movie, and one person in this podcast will be watching the movie on the day that on the actual time that we actually record.
It's me. Yeah. I'm gonna be watching the movie on.
He will be. That's also my son's first day of school, so that's my excuse of why I can't make it.
Well, sounds like a perfect excuse for him to miss school. So
exactly. But they had a panel on that. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't want to go too much into it because Anna and I actually went over the big thing that came out of that panel, which was the cartoon news. But I know we mentioned earlier it was pretty much Kevin Eastman and Jeff Rowe, and I'm kind of glad that they were able to get them, because obviously right now with the actor strike, everyone, the actors are not able to publicize their upcoming projects, and that's
promote
part of the strike. And I knew this going in, because especially Seth Rogen is a SAG actor, 100%, and most of the the famous cast that's like doing all the villains and that kind of stuff are also SAG actors. So they're kind of like it is going to be like when you have the producer like in that organization, there's really not much they can really do. So, but I thought that was pretty cool. We're gonna go into pretty much like the other really big thing that everyone's been kind of buzzing on the internet, and that's NECA. NECA didn't have a panel, but they like them and a bunch of like action figure companies that got to show off like what's coming up, and uh like and NECA had, I mean, NECA really had, they brought in all their big guns here. First, I gotta ask Mike because, I messaged you this. Did you take a photo with the life size Leonardo, in the suit?
I did not. I got to NECA at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
Um, Mostly because like I had seen everything already,
Right.
and shout out to Oscar and Carlos again. They had run over while I had held our spot in line for Santa Loco signing.
Gotcha.
They had run over to the NECA booth to see if anything had been put out new,
Uh huh.
and nothing new had come out. So on Saturday, so
Right. I believe
uh,
everything was revealed by Friday. Because I
yeah,
know.
Pixel Dan had the exclusive reveal
Yeah.
of the new like street disguise
Right,
turtles.
right, right. We're gonna get into
Um,
them, but yeah, yes, yes.
yeah, and that was the last
He
new
pretty much
thing.
hit like his first. Be sure to, I know Robert in the chat has like watched his video. Be sure to watch his like booth video because he has like everything that they got like revealed over the weekend. He got like that exclusive like thing of like, because like on the Thursday night preview they hid stuff like and like especially
Yeah,
like because like they had like the white shirt Casey, and then all of a sudden like, hey, we had red shirt Casey, which we're gonna get into as well. So like they did some sneaky stuff going
yeah,
in, and then like as Mike said, like Friday, and like basically once his video came out, that's like when everything got revealed. So that just means I can never forgive you, Mike, because like that was like the one thing like I want to do vicariously was take a photo of
well,
the.
sorry.
I know it's all right.
They
Uh,
just
it,
Well, I mean, by the end,
yeah,
by Saturday
I
night
understand.
too,
There's a lot to do.
by Saturday night too, a lot of stuff had already fallen over, and
Right.
they had to fix the displays. So,
Oh, I bet. Oh my
um,
gosh, yeah.
it, so I mean, where do we want to start?
All right,
It,
so
you know,
all right, first thing I'm gonna start it with is pretty much the smallest, which is the Universal Monster Ninja Turtles. And there wasn't much of a there wasn't much of a big reveal here. We see that we're having a Creature Lagoon, Black Lagoon Leonardo, and Werewolf Raphael. Uh,
so yeah, so they're going to be rehashing the turtles instead of bringing in new characters
right,
as the Universal monsters,
right.
which
Dracula Shredder. Where's that?
I think Trevor had already kind of hinted that that's where that was going to be going. It's still disappointing
Yeah.
that is where they're going, but my wife would rather look at a creature Leonardo than at the Hunchback Leonardo, so I guess that's a
Right.
win.
I will say this Leonardo's much better than the other than the
Well,
creature. The
the
Hunchback, yeah.
Hunchback the Hunchback one is fine. It's just the Hunchback's not a universal monster. Like nobody thinks like everybody thought it was Igor,
Right.
but it's like very specific. Like it is Igor, but it's not branded as Igor.
Right.
Um, and so it just creates this kind of weird thing where it's like it you have to have it with the Raphael as Frankenstein's monster figure, because it's like the two like Igor is kind of nothing without Frankenstein's monster. So
Right. Yeah.
um
Yeah.
so I think the Leo as the creature stands better on its own than Leo as the Hunchback.
Yeah.
it would have been nice if they had gone. It's on the nose, but it would have been so perfect if the Wolfman and the creature were, Toka and Razar.
That would have been, to be honest, that would have been like awesome, and especially because like this line has been using the movie designs, like
Yeah, like
like
it kind of falls under like the movies,
you're
like
right.
when NECA categorizes it. So it would have been cool if they had used like Toka and Razar in some way, just to give us something entirely new.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
and
exactly.
and you could have easily had sold that as a 2-pack.
Oh, 100%,
Uh,
yeah. And I mean, especially like Togo and Raz are two very sought out figures still, just because of like how big they are and how limited it was to get it. The fact is, like, you could have got like an alternate that could have sit on store shelves, and like you didn't have to do the go that exclusive route. Like it would have been. I think it would have sold well. And
yeah,
yeah, a very
and
missed
so like
opportunity, to be honest.
I was talking to my wife about these figures, and I was like, oh, like it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna bring these back out for Halloween, and now it's like now I gotta choose which turtles to bring out because I don't want to have like two Leonardos and two Raphs out. You
Right,
know,
right.
not that these will be out for this Halloween, but it's like it doesn't seem as cool,
Right, because
to do it that way.
I can tell you the way I do it. I display my Playmates, like the Playmates original ones, the original four from Playmates, and I
Hmm.
I also, in behind them is the 2012 ones from that Mutants versus Monsters saga they had in Tales, and then
Mm.
behind them, and now I can finally like complete it because now I have Donatello. But behind them will be I have the NECA ones,
Right.
and uh, also something Anna points out here. She says I don't like to have two different sets of Halloween Monster Turtles. They were fun first times, and I kind of agree. Like it was kind of like it just kind of like cheapen it. It feels like it really, to me, it feels more of like that Playmates. Oh hey, it's Leonardo again, but he's in a sewer samurai outfit, and it's like, oh okay, you're going this route again. Like I kind of agree there. And then Colin agrees with you. He says you make a good point. He also says hi.
So next up is the Archie Ninja Turtles.
Actually, no. Hold on. I
So
have rearranged them because, um,
well, yeah, because you definitely didn't put the smallest one next
well,
or first, because technically that would have been Archie.
well, this one was only two. But because like I'm going because the next one is actually like movie. We're going to be talking about the Secret of the Ooze, and so Secret of the Ooze we got revealed the kickboxing Kino when he was doing his foot foot in gosh,
Recruitment.
yeah, recruitment, there you go. Foot recruitment, he's going to be paired with the chubby foot soldier, and then we're also going to have a 2-pack of the foot soldiers, and then we're also going to have a 2-pack of Professor Perry, just because, like, Professor Perry is so awesome. We got to have David
Mhm.
Warner twice. I mean, I like the idea. It's just like, I think 2-pack was kind of weird. And then we're also going to
So
have the Shredder throne. That was not in the movie. I want to add this. This was not in the movie at all. Like, this was like in a promotional, like, I remember I had like a trading card, and it was like because like that trading card with the red background and everything, and for some reason Shredder had uh uh this throne that was like made out of like just broken junkyard parts that never made it into the movie, and but someone took a picture of it for and that's the only image I can remember this throne in.
yeah, so I think they had said specifically like this. I had overheard that this throne was like designed by Freddie Williams,
Uh-huh.
um, based on that. So, Also, the 2-pack of the foot soldiers is different. Like they're the same figures as we've got for the first movie, but this 2-pack, they have like a brown dry brushing to them,
Right.
because they've been living in the junkyard, so they're a little bit dirtier.
Right, and
Uh,
also no
the
bladed weapons, because this was less violent, so they're all gonna have like blunt weapons to match with the movie.
which which is fine.
Yeah, which to be honest is
Even
fine.
though there's an axe in the back of that photo. Um, but yeah, so you have the large foot soldier, you have Kino in his infiltration gear,
Yeah, yeah,
where
when he's
he's
trying to be recruited.
undercover. You have the 2-pack of Professor Perry. Still no Paige Turco April, and it seems like NECA confirmed that the only way to get the Kino with the scooter was in the San Diego Comic Con, uh, at SDCC. So if you didn't order it on their website a couple weeks ago and didn't get it at the show this past weekend, you're kind of out of luck for that Kino with the scooter.
That's interesting. I mean, I never say never. For me, that's the way I always feel. I would not be surprised if that Kino pack, that Kino with the scooter comes in like Walmart before the holidays. I'm not gonna
I
like
don't.
throw
I
down
mean,
money on that, but I can.
I don't know. I if Toka and Razar didn't go to Walmart, I definitely don't think Kino and the scooter are gonna go to Walmart.
Well,
So,
I know the reason why Toko and Razar didn't go to Walmart was the price point. Walmart didn't like it,
well,
and it
well,
was too big for their
the price point for them.
it
Well,
was too
yeah,
big for
that
their shelves
and
too.
this box is is roughly the same size. That scooter is huge.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
so you're probably right then. I did because I thought I mean I've only seen pictures. I have not seen it in person yet. NECA said they're shipping it out next week, by the way. But
Yep.
I have not seen it in person. But to me the box size looked the same as like the normal 2-packs. So no, I mean if it's as big as Toko and Razar, then I can see Walmart say no to it only because like they don't want to dedicate the shelf space. Like especially like, their collector section is nowhere near as big as like their actual toy space, and they want to make sure that they can get like the other like figures in there. So yeah, if it's that big, then you're probably right. It's probably like not going to show up.
So, that's it for the movie line.
Yeah,
Next
that's it.
up, the
Yeah.
Archie
Now we're
line.
gonna talk about the Archie line. I threw this one with the Archie line, even though it's not Archie, but we are getting a 4-pack of the Usagi comic figures. So it's uh,
So
yeah. Go ahead and talk.
it's it's a modern Usagi. It is an early Usagi. It is. And then there
Space Adventures.
is Space Adventures Usagi, and I forget the or Samurai Usagi.
Samurai.
So this is the Year of the Rabbit 4-pack.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot to write that down.
Mhm. So this is the Year of the Rabbit 4-pack. So those four are going to be in a 4-pack together, presumably through Stan Sakai's store, just like some of the other exclusives have been. But no details were revealed on that. I personally am very excited for that one, even though it's
I'm very excited for
a
that one.
lot of reuse. I'm kind of okay.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I really love the classic ones with like his classic one with like the dot eyes and everything, because that's the
yeah.
Usagi I remember the most from the comics and everything. The other TMNT Adventures, Archie Adventures comic figures that got revealed is we have Belly Bomb, who's going to be coming with a small little Krang that's going to make Anna happy. We also have Mondo Gecko, and then the much requested wrestling figures have been revealed, and the figures that were actually shown at Comic-Con were like not even actual like prototypes of like figures. They were just like 3D
No, they were prototypes.
well, like they were actually prototypes of
they
the
were
actual figures. They were actually like 3D prints
they're
of a
they're
static.
prototypes. They're prototypes of the sculpt.
Yeah. I should say,
Without
yeah.
without the articulation
Yeah, no
inserted. So
articulation.
these are all based. So these are all based on Ken Microney's style, um, which is fantastic. Belly Bomb isn't Ken Mitroni, I don't think. Um, I think that one is based on Simon Bisley.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, but Mondo Gecko was one of the early reveals, especially and Belly Bomb, and then the next day, Pixel Dan got the exclusive reveal for the Intergalactic Wrestling Turtles.
Oh, I didn't know he had the. Because for some reason I saw the pictures of it the day before he released the video. I want I've
he, because he posted them, and then the
Oh, he
video came the
posted
next
them.
day.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, never mind then.
So that is the Archie section.
That is the Archie section. Next, we are going to go into Mirage, and we have here revealed. We have Red Shirt Casey. We have Baxter Stockman, Rat King, and Leatherhead, and then plus they've put out like some of the figures that have been for pre-order, like Mikey the Wanderer, the Foot Elite, the Ultimate Foot Soldiers. Some of these that you can order now, but like for a lot of people this is it was like new for them just because one this is the first time we're actually seeing these figures, and for some
Mhm.
people who don't follow like as much as like some of the other ones, is like it was like almost like a reveal for them just because of like like how close it's been since these figures have been up for pre-order. um so I will say, one thing I do want to note is that Leatherhead looks to be either the same size or slightly bigger than Zog. Like, and if you guys remember, that figure was like huge.
Yeah, seeing it in person, it was a very big figure.
Oh wow,
Um,
nice.
the Rat King, very specifically, based on the Mirage version, where he is that. I think that is the alive Rat King because he dies very early, and it's a whole
It,
thing.
yeah, it's this is
Uh,
I Monster Rat King, isn't it? Like from the first issue.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So a lot of cool stuff there. Baxter Stockman is really cool. It comes with a little mouser and a little computer.
And he also
Red
comes
Shirt
with the
Casey.
miniature World Trade Center, because like when he's gonna like threaten to
Is that what
destroy.
he's holding?
Yeah, that's what it's
That's right.
holding.
That's
Because
right.
like
That's what he's holding.
yeah,
Uh,
because like when he
and then
threatens.
The Red Shirt Casey was something like a lot of people had been requesting in the quote unquote correct colors.
Right, yeah, the quote
Um,
unquote like non IDW colors. Um, I will say in Pixel Dan's video, he did like address it. He was kind of like, "Hey, why are you using the IDW colors?" And Trevor just dodges the question. He just like I mean, he really just kind of like, "Oh, we just some of them we like this, and some people like look like he just like he doesn't actually like go and like answers it. He just kind of like redirects it. If you watch the video. Um,
so I mean, whether or not it's a mandate from Nickelodeon to have to use those colors or what, it's it's a moot point. NECA already gives you both options, so it's
yeah,
not really an issue.
yeah.
So
To be honest, it's not really an issue. I mean, personally, I'm okay with white shirt Casey. I'm not like because Renette was the big one for me, because like every time I think of Renette, I always thought of her with the blue clothes, and
yeah.
I did not like the red outfit, and that's just like my personal preference. But like with Casey, only because like the issues are in black and white. I didn't. I wasn't like. I wasn't like. Oh no! I need them in a red shirt. A white shirt I was okay with.
Hmm.
Um. So Anna, to answer your question about the diorama for Rat King, that is a right now that's a actual thing that was built for this uh display for NECA. Like there is no like plans for making this sewer thing, which I thought he looks pretty cool. Like in the
So a lot of people were asking, and Trevor has kind of gone back and forth on if it's going to be um, a diorama for sale eventually. Our next section will definitely or that's a lot more along the way and possibility.
Right.
So, uh, since we're segueing there now,
Yeah, yeah, we are going to segue in there, and
the last the
yeah,
last
that's the last
Ronin.
Ronin, and I totally forgot to put the image up there. So I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the figures real fast, and while Mike explains, I'll put the images up there. But our reveal figures, and I know there's again, it's kind of like with the Mirage Wave. There's like a bunch that like people are seeing for the first time, but the ones that got revealed over the weekend is Flashback Michelangelo, Casey, and we got a hint of an accessory set that's going to be coming with a broken Fugitoid and a street sign, which the only thing that's been like that was like kind of confirmed. And then also hidden in the back is one of those NECA things that they like to do that they don't want to explain it, and like but there were some ghost turtles behind windows of the street display scene.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, but I mean, and of course, so recently we got revealed with the Raphael like and I remember like when we did the reveal, like I completely forgot about it. Everyone like messaged us like, oh hey, where's the bloody Raphael? And I forgot like the toy magazine had a bloody Raphael, and then
Hmm.
but they showed the bloody Raphael in on their display, and he has a bunch of arrows stuck onto him, and they pretty much said like, okay, this is a different variant than the ones that were up for pre-order just recently.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew that was going to be a separate pre-order, so I don't know why people were confused. But the so now we've officially seen all four of the flashback turtles. We have flashback Casey. Trevor had kind of gone back and forth on this diorama that's all of them are standing on, because it's a very like post-apocalyptic beat up version of the street diorama that they've already revealed, or that they've sold before. So this would be a cool addition if you're collecting those.
Right.
Um so yeah, a lot of cool stuff in this one. A couple of figures, specifically like the futuristic foot soldiers. Those were revealed a couple days ago. um
Yeah. Well, technically they were revealed like last December.
a couple days before San Diego Comic Con, because they had dropped with the Savanti Romero reveal
Right,
last week.
I forgot about Savante Romero reveal. That was recently revealed, but that was before Comic Con. But yes, you can pre-order Savante Romero now. You can pre-order not the white
You're
Sinji.
no, you're talking about the Sinjas.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Oh,
about the foot
the foot
soldiers.
soldiers. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot those were just recently revealed. Yes, the foot
Yeah.
soldiers. Yes, I completely forgot about them. Yeah, that was like a recently revealed thing. That was like recently revealed, like what, a week ago. Like,
Yeah,
so
they were revealed just before Comic Con last week.
right, right, yeah, exactly, and that went up for pre-order at the same time as Karai and Raphael, unbloated
Hmm.
Raphael. So, I mean, me personally, I'm hoping that this street scene will be able to order, just because, I mean, I have the other two. I have like the 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 movie and the cartoon one. I mean, I think this one's like pretty cool. I like the way they did the boards and everything. But at the same time, I could see this one as like more of like, oh hey, let's grab one of our street scenes, like spray paint it gray real fast, and they might have not had actual thought of actually releasing this as like a production, a product, like. So we'll see. Um, And that gets into our last one, the one that like the one that everyone likes to know about, the big one that gets collected, and that's the cartoon ones. And we got revealed there is that we have the street clothes Ninja Turtles from the second episode and also the Usagi episode. We have Rex clones, which I think that was a major dub moment because it's all just a repaint. We have modular amplification Krang, and we also have the
Molecular amplification.
I'm sorry, molecular amplification. Uh, we also have the highly requested business suit Casey. I remember when we did that episode, the Octopus Inc. episode, and that's everyone's comments was, when is NECA releasing this action figure? And then we also got revealed Samurai Adventures Mikey. We're also getting Ultimate Turtles, which we'll break down in a few minutes. The van will be coming with its own accessory set. We also got to look at what the finalized van is as well. And we also got news that the sewer diorama set, the first one, will be up for pre-order next month in August. The approximate price is about, nothing's finalized, but approximate price is going to be looking around $250. And also for the people who missed the cartoon accessory set, that'll be up on pre-order at the same time. So, let's go ahead and start breaking things down. First, I want to talk about the street clothes turtles, because I know that's one like that a lot of people like wanted, and I think mainly because there's memes of like these costumes a lot. That's why I think, or gifs I should say, that's why I think a lot of people remember these more than, because they're only in 2 episodes. There's like like the white masks were in much more episodes than these.
Well, it's because these are from the first season, and like
Yeah.
we, as we all know, Turtles fans have only ever watched the first 2 seasons, so
Right, that's true. Yeah.
this is something that they remember. So the new disguised turtles are really cool. Very exaggerated faces. In fact, the Mikey smiling one has been my profile picture on Facebook forever. So,
Nice.
You're friends with me on Facebook.
I know,
You
I
didn't
am.
notice?
Look. I'm trying to make conversation.
Uh, so those look really cool. I don't know if I necessarily need them. Especially because like these aren't soft goods like the Turtles in Disguise ones were.
Right. Right.
So you're going to be buying those Turtles figures, and that's how they are going to look. So
Yeah.
um,
I will say the
it is
one
it is a
thing.
little disappointing. Also they're not entirely accurate. The shoes on some of the turtles aren't the right ones.
Oh man, NECA, how could you mess
So
that up? Um, I will say to me the most disappointing thing is because since the disguise set turtles, and then we've had like this whole like mix and match with the turtle mouths, and we're not getting that with these disguise turtles. I was kind of really hoping that we'd have like they would continue like getting new facial expressions for
yeah.
our turtles, and it is kind of like they're stuck with those faces. I will say one thing that is cool that was revealed at Pixel Dance video is that all 4 turtles will have alternate heads with these European punk rock mohawks that don't match these actual like disguise sets, but they were featured in the European episodes, which I know our listeners loved so much.
Yeah.
But like they had a disguise set with that, and so they're actually gonna they're including those in there. Because Trevor pretty much said like we're not gonna make those. We're not gonna make those outfits. But they wanted to make the heads for it. So I thought that was
I
like
mean
pretty.
these are close enough that
Yeah,
you can get away with it.
yeah. To be
So
honest, like when we talked about it, when we talked about that episode, we're kind of like, oh, it looks a lot like that, and and I was like, that's like a little off, but yeah, it looks a lot like that. Uh, so business suit Casey, I'm really happy because like they're actually gonna make the coat like removable. So I thought that was a pretty cool detail.
Mm.
And so the coat's gonna be removable, and you can like switch out the arms. So like that way you have like both scenes of like he had the
Yeah.
coat on and he had the coat off. I thought that was a pretty cool detail in that one. I that
Also, Trevor mentioned that the head um, for that figure comes off as well, and that there was a secret head that is going to go with that. He kind of teased cryptically, so really excited to see what that is going to be, what kind of reference that's going to be.
it's gonna be a mobster. 100. I mean, because like I see this
So
like body, I'm like, this could be
yeah,
one of the many
that's not a
mobsters.
mobster suit. That's a business suit.
That's true.
All the mobsters wore like zoot suits. So
That's true. I'm just saying. When I saw this, I was like, we can finally have mobsters,
mhm.
like But I mean, I'm curious. Maybe I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, oh, here's artist rendition of what he looks like underneath the mask. And I mean, I know a lot of people want that. I personally, I think I don't want that because I don't want because Casey
I
Neistat.
think the extra head is Shredder for when he wore a business suit.
Oh, you know what? That's even better. I like that.
So
Hey,
um, I think that's where they're going to go with
you
it.
know what? I
So
forgot about Shredder wearing a business suit. So you know what? I like that idea so much better than what I was afraid it was going to be. Um, and then
so
we also have Samurai Adventures Mikey. He's actually going to be in a 2-pack with Donnie, and these you can swap out the mouse. So at least that's pretty cool. And his helmet is removable, and basically you can make it into any turtle you want it to be. Um,
that's part of the like not TMNT Adventures the Archie line, but these are
right,
like it's like an adventures line in the Toon line, which is confusing.
right,
But
exactly. Because
this
like
is kind of based on that what they've teased about how they're going to start exploring concepts with the characters rather than actual like episodes. So kind of what if scenarios, which it's really interesting that Mikey is a samurai and then we already have Donatello, like Space Adventure Donatello. Uh, we're two out of four of the original variant wave from Playmates. So,
right.
would be it's a little cheeky if NECA is going to be doing that
Yeah, and parts of me I'm
with the
wondering if
Toon
it's
line.
yeah, I'm wondering if it's the same kind of deal that they had to do with Playmates with uh the Universal ones. They cannot do what they couldn't do what Playmates did, and so like maybe Raph or Leo will be a beach, and someone else will be under skies, even though we already have.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see about that. Um, so you got to see the van. How did the van look to you in person?
I mean, it's still pretty small, but also big enough to fit the four turtles.
Uh huh.
Um, but the hump was definitely a lot more flattened out. It was opened up, so it was hard to gauge correctly.
Right.
But I mean, it looks fine. It looks big enough. You can see Leonardo and Raphael on it, and April looks pretty tiny sitting in the driver's seat. So it I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do open up pre-orders for that again. They didn't say they would here, so
No, they didn't say it
you know
here, but they did say it like
well
when
they've mentioned that they're open to it. They haven't
right. I just say
confirmed.
they're yeah, they mentioned that they're open for it. Like there was like no actual. You're right. There was no actual confirmation when they announced that the van was going to be delayed. All right, I do want to talk about this. Ultimate Turtles. All right, I'm a little. I personally, I think this is a great way because turtles are the best ones for newcomers to come in into the series. And like I always said, like you always want to have like turtles like in your line. And so the ultimate turtles are basically going to be individual turtles, so they're going to like each turtle going to have their own release. and
Mm.
to get people to triple dip, I should say, or quadruple dip. I don't know how many times they've released these turtles. Um, they're coming with all new accessories, and one of them is like I think is like really cool. Like it almost makes me want to buy it for just Donatello himself. Is Donatello comes with the spinning motion of the bow staff, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I saw that there's a dough covered head with the eyes, very cartoony. I'm pretty sure that's probably gonna go for Michelangelo because he's had like pizza dough like on his head many times. In the show. And then like each of them are also gonna come with a companion. Like they showed off Zip. And then like the parrots. I can't remember what the parrot's name is. At this current moment. It is like it's one of those things like it's great for people who never got these. It stinks for people like us who have been collecting, and then and then
Mm.
all of a sudden it's like, oh, if I like if I want the Malibu Barbie with the gun, oh, I gotta shell out another almost $40 now because that's how much these ultimates are costing now. Because now like on at Target they're selling for $36.99.
Right.
Yeah, so um, I mean it is. I like I said, I understand why. I understand like why they're doing it, and uh, I don't know if this is a big enough reason for me to go into like because like the disguise set turtles, I love that, and that was like I, that that was like good enough for me. I was like, oh, I wanted like get this set again. Um, this one I'm not so enthusiastic about, and I know this is going to sell. This is, I mean, I know this isn't going to end up like some of the cartoon 2 packs like Mona Lisa or the Thugs that
Mm.
they're just been kind of sitting around there, and I'm just like now just counting the days when when Target's gonna clearance them out so they can make room. I don't think that's gonna happen with the actual turtles themselves. But uh, I mean, I can't blame NECA for doing this. It's just like it's a first world problem, to be honest. It's not. It's not like parts of me. I just like I would love to just buy it and then like put the put the actual like figure itself on eBay with all the accessories that I don't have and just be like, here, $20, take it, like kind of thing.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know how you feel. I don't know how you feel about these new Ultimate Turtles.
I mean, it's cool, and like you said, it is something that they should always have out there. Um, it is gonna like they'll have to commit to making all four of them into ultimates. Because it would really suck if they only got through two before changing gears.
Right. Yeah.
So it would have been nice to see all of them together, but it's good for the people who do want to because I got in with the Turtles in Disguise figures, so
Gotcha. Yeah. Because I got
you know
in like that San Diego Comic Con set, that first one where they did the cartoon
yeah.
turtles. That's the one. Like, I mean, that's the one like I got into and everything, and so like I'm so happy I have that one. And
So it would be nice if they offered something completely new with those, and we got the season one heads, for example.
right, right. I
That
mean,
would be really cool.
yeah, or like if like some of those accessories landed in this new 4 pack of the disguise set, which I mean, uh, like they, I'm not saying they should do it, but it would be a nice gesture
Mm,
if some of them landed there, but at the same time, like I mean, NECA is first a business, and they're not like they want to make friends because making friends like gets people to come back to the thing, but
right.
they also need profits, and like every time there's a turtle set out there, it sells out. So it's not like, it's not like, oh no, this might be a risk. What if people don't buy it again? They're not gonna run into that. Like they're definitely gonna, like, and it's been, and as I said, this is a great entry for people who are like, who like, like maybe like, because the Disguise Set Turtles, they came out what, a year, 2 years ago, like.
I believe almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think you're right. Like, so, like, like when these release like next year, that's like a big gap from a 13-year-old to like a 17-year-old who has like their own income now, and then it's like, oh hey, I can spend money on what I want. I really wanted these turtles, and that way at least like these people like that missed out on it on the first time, they don't have to go
Yeah.
pay secondhand price for it. Um, but
Yeah,
that,
because like we said, the turtles should always be in circulation.
yeah,
There shouldn't be these long gaps between them.
no,
So the Ultimate Turtles are, um, you know, hopefully a good sign of things to come.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I want to move on. I want to
yeah,
move on to we have the evil Rex One clones.
yeah,
So those are going to be army builders,
yeah.
which kind of sucks because you
I
have
mean,
to
if they're
buy a
50
lot of
bucks
them.
each, it's gonna be like a.
But um,
I mean,
but yeah, so those will be cool.
yeah.
Still no Hokum hair reveal,
I know.
so
What happened to Hokum hair? Oh, I do want to bring up because molecular amplification Krang. Uh, I mean, 100% we're getting this. I mean, Anna is a huge Krang fan, and I love the fact that, because when they started bringing out like the 1 foot turtles, like my two wants in this size were Krang and Chrome Dome. I personally, I don't think Chrome Dome is a good enough reason for NECA to make it, like, because I think it's just going to be me who buys it, as everyone else is not going to care, because not a lot of people realized that Chrome Dome was huge in his first episode,
mm.
in his first appearance, I should say.
So with that one specifically, Trevor had mentioned that it's currently not on the table because it is kind of a niche thing.
Right.
It
I did not know
and
anyone asked for it. I did not know anyone cared about it
so
other than me.
so so I mean it makes sense,
Yeah.
and it could fit in either the um it could fit in either the quarter scale line, or it can fit um in the regular toy line. So
Right.
it was articulated. It was just kind of a blown up version of the figure that of the Krang figure that we already have.
Right.
It is probably, you know, like I said, he kind of went back and forth on like if it's actually going to be coming or not, because they hadn't figured out a price point, for example. So
Oh, gotcha.
if it does come, it'll probably be really expensive. So
Well, he told Pixel Dan it was going to be the same price as the Turtles, like 120.
right. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So but even
that's what he said. Because like
okay.
because Pixel Dan asked for the price point, and he said, oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be the same as the quarter size Turtles.
Okay. So 150 bucks. Um, and but he had originally, like I said, he'd kind of gone back and forth on like if it was actually going to be coming or not. So
Gotcha.
if it does, cool. If not, then oh well.
Also, NECA, if you are listening to this, because we know you listen to our podcast and everything, I really recommend you guys put a some sort of like instructions on how to actually put Krang in his actual android body, because no lie, I think it took me like 30 minutes to realize that you could actually like fold over the actual like body itself, like, because like they're really, because there's no indication or showing on how to actually put Krang, like the brain into his stomach.
Well, hopefully they take a page out of Best Action's book because
That's what Best
that
Action did,
one
and
is
like
a
I
lot
mean,
better.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean to be honest, like like I know at the show, Krang had like small legs. Figure wise, doesn't I mean unfortunately it doesn't really work that much. You can take some of the liberties out of like some of your uh some of the cartoon designs and put it into like, hey, let's make it into good plastic design. I mean, also the show, there's so many inconsistencies anyway. I'm pretty sure I can point you guys to like mini episodes where those legs were like thick and like able, like didn't look like they were like two like small Barbie legs.
All right, and I think that is everything.
That is
That was just at the NECA booth. There was a not much over at Super Seven. They didn't have anything new to reveal over there. For the Turtles Ultimates, they had the prototype that Brian Flynn had shown off a couple weeks ago of
yeah.
the Party Wagon. They had that out on display, so I got to see that in person, which
Oh,
was
nice.
nice. Um, but that was kind of it for them. And then Mezco had their 112 collective turtles out on display.
How nice did they
Absolutely,
look?
absolutely fantastic.
Did, did it make you be like, you know what? I'm glad I spent $400 on this. I mean, to be
Well,
honest, like,
I haven't spent the
it,
$400 yet,
gotcha.
so
Yeah. I know
but we'll see when that pre-order comes. So
yeah. Um, and then they're actually having new. Aren't they having new variations of those figures or no, they revealed Casey. That's what it was. They revealed
yeah,
Casey.
so the reveal, I think it was either late Saturday night or um, it was either late Saturday or early Sunday. They revealed that the next one in the 112 line is going to be Casey, which is really cool. Normally, Mezco doesn't go that deep, um, so announcing Casey so soon after the Turtles, that was really cool.
That was actually pretty
Um,
cool. I mean, if I had to like throw money at it, I would have thought Shredder would have came before Casey. But like,
I mean, yeah, that would have made sense, but
yeah. Um, and what about loyal subjects? I know they had a booth there. I don't know if they had any reveals though.
no reveals.
No reveals. Okay, that's what I kind of thought. I mean, they did reveal that you can get the black and white turtles today. Pre-order today, but that was not San Diego Comic Con. But that's pretty much it. Was there anything else you want to mention about Comic Con? Like anything that we really missed?
I mean, it was a great time. I cannot wait to go back next year and see everything else that's gonna
And
take my money.
yeah, and according to Anna, I have to join you next year. So I'm gonna
All right.
we're gonna make that happen. I want to thank everyone who joined us this week on the chat. Something I want to address to Robert. He said that they could do a giant Donatello when he's battling Joko the monkey. By the way, if you
There you
notice,
go.
yeah, if you notice that in our background images that had like in the slideshow, one of the accessories or turtle ultimate turtles, we don't know where it's coming from, but Joko was on there, like the small version of him before he grew big. But they do have a giant Donatello, quarter size Donatello, and you can pre-order Mikey right now. Just saying, you can make that happen. But want to thank everyone who joined us. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Colin. You guys make this thing awesome. And be sure our Turtle Recall full podcast will be coming back next week. As when the school year starts, our podcast will return. Mike and I, we won't be here next week. Next week, we encourage you all to go see Mutant Mayhem. Make sure that this sells better than Barbie. Come on, we can make it happen. No, it's not. But but we encourage you guys to be sure to when we're since we're not going to be here, to go watch Mutant Mayhem next week or next weekend whenever you can. Is there anything else you want to add, Mike?
Nope, that is it for me.
All right, till next time.